Hi, my name is Jenna Medlin, and I'm a student at the University of South Alabama in EDM 310, and this is my Project 10 interview with a teacher. This is my mom, Norma Medlin. She's a 10th grade English and journalism teacher along with a senior advisor at Baker High School, and she's been teaching for 13 years now. And we are going to be talking about the use of technology in her classroom. So, what kind of technology do you have available to you in your classroom?
It's really amazing because the amount of technology that we have has really grown since I first started teaching 13 years ago. Of course, we have our media center where we have a computer lab set up and students can go in there and work, but you just have to schedule, days to go in there. We also have a rolling computer lab, so if you wanted to check those out, these are the small mini laptops that you can bring to your classroom. But we really don't like doing that because they don't work half the time, and the kids tend to destroy them and try to download things onto them when they're not walking away with them and things like that. So those are two things that we have. LCD projectors we have, but almost every classroom that we have now is outfitted with a smart board, which has been fantastic to use in the classroom.
Okay. Is that the kind of technology you use most as an English teacher, the smart board?
I do. I use a smart board every single day. Every day when the kids come in, the smart board is on and I have their daily bell work up there, and we edit sentences together, and that's just to kind of get them started and get ready for the lesson that we're getting ready to go into. And we use that quite a bit, but another opportunity that's getting ready to come up, which they've just outfitted my room for, is to get Wi-Fi for the students, so they would be able to bring their own devices. So I'm excited to see how that's going to change how the classroom works. But the smart board, definitely, we use every single day.
Okay, so that new bring your own device, are there worries, especially you being a high school teacher, to where the students aren't going to use it for academic purposes?
I love technology, and I think it's a wonderful thing. It's just trying to regulate it in the classroom, because even today, most kids have a cell phone with texting capabilities. So I'm constantly having to ask students to stop texting, to get off Facebook, to put their phones up. So that has really become more of a hindrance. That's the one aspect of technology that I don't like at all. Kids are not learning when's the proper time to use a technology and when it's not. And of course, texting and all that is completely inappropriate during a classroom, but they don't understand that. So I'm interested to see how, when we use the bring your own device, how that's going to work in the classroom.
Right. Because you're an English teacher, have you ever thought about starting a class blog with your students?
I had not until I started reading your blog, and I thought it was such a great idea. And I don't think I really realized that so many teachers were doing class blogs. And so I think that's something that I could see myself doing in the future. I mean, I've read, blogs of people who do like personal blogs, that kind of thing. But I'm really interested in how the teachers use that and how they use that to reach their students as well, and just to further the educational process. I think it's a great thing to do, and I'm really excited about trying to start something with my students, trying to do a class blog with them. And I think that's something that they will enjoy, because I think one of the things that they like about technology is when they're working in technology, they get that constant feedback. And they would much rather type up something like that than putting a pen to paper.
Right.
And they learn technology so quickly, and I always they're just quick learners when it comes to technology.
Right. And they like to have that audience also for their work.
They love to have the audience. They love to know that other people are reading what they've written. And I think that if they know that, and it's not just me, I'm the only person that's reading what they're writing, I think they would just take more pride in what they write and maybe think a little deeper and, not be superficial in their writing. So I think if they do have a broader audience, I think their writing would be more meaningful to them. And that's what it's all about. We want their writing to be meaningful. We want them to write what they know about, and we want them to be confident in their writing skills.
Okay, so you talked about how receptive the students are to technology. What do the parents feel about technology in the classroom?
I think the parents like it. One of the things that I've started doing, especially this year, is at the beginning of the year, I have my students fill out a form, and it contains their parents' email address. And so every time we have a big project that comes up, I email the parents and I let them know about the project, plus I upload any documents onto my website. So if a student loses a paper, which they do constantly, they can get on the website, they can find my page, find the documents that they need, and they can print it off from home, or they can just look at the document and get the added information that they need. But parents like that because I think that helps them become more involved in the educational process. It lets them know what's going on. And even if I have a kid, that has excessive absences, it's nothing to get online and email a parent and say, hey, this is going on. Can you help me with this? And usually I'll get a much quicker response through email than I do with the phone, which is really kind of odd. And here's another thing that I think is really great that the school system is doing. Mayfield County has set it up where every student has an email account through the school system that they can check from anywhere. Wow. So if they're from home, if they're at home or they're in a public library somewhere, all they have to do is get online and get on the their school website, like we're at bakerhighschool.com. They can get on that and check their email at any given time. So if I told my students that I was going to send something through their email, make sure that they checked it, that would be the way they can do it. And I'm thinking I can even start emailing like progress reports and things like that. But the kids really utilize the technology at school because we have a great website. They can get on there and they can check their grades at any given time, any kind of announcements or anything like that going on. And a lot of the teachers are learning to post more and more of their things online so students can go back and review it. We have one math teacher, Miss Armstrong, because I've seen some of my kids looking at her website. She will actually film herself teaching an objective on her smart board, and then she uploads it to her website. So if the kids are at home and they're working on homework and they're not getting a concept, they can go back and look and see how she worked it and look at the rules that she uses, and they say it's really helpful for them. So technology can be positive.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening to our interview. This is once again Miss Medlin. She's a 10th grade English teacher at Baker, and we've been talking about the use of technology in the classroom. Thank you.